evening and welcome to the Swarmcast. Randy Young here along with Jamie Majors, Brian Davis, Bryce Young, as we've got plenty to talk about here during our off week that we didn't know we were going to have. We appreciate you guys being here with us. Kenneth Hurst, as always, appreciate you being here. As we are going to look back at Coffee County, talk about the game against the Trojans and the clash of the champions there. We're going to take a look at the playoff bracket in Class 5A. And we're not going to get too in-depth, but we're going to – and it's still not 100% nailed down. There's still a little bit of
work to do.
Yeah, a little work to do. And then we've got statistics, the final statistics for the region and the regular season. We got Coach Rogers we're going to talk to in a little while. We've got flag football results that we're going to talk about. I want to thank Ashley Wilkes for filling us in there. And we got a very special little recognition we're going to do tonight. But before we get any further, for the you folks that are watching, this is a non-political show, but I think it's time that the Swarmcast guys take a stand politically and put a campaign together that all of Thomas County can get behind. So, Casey, if you'll pull up this is our campaign slogan from here on out. Ain't no doubt. Rogers and Buzz 24. We want to thank C.J. McCann,
Absolutely,
classmate of these fellas down here, for putting our campaign picture together that will become something that will be a rallying cry for all of us and a cause that we can all get behind, and that's what matters.
Put that thing on a hat.
You ain't kidding. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, hello to Josie Walden.
We just need about 66 more million people, and we'll be good to go.
Yeah, perfect.
Lakeisha, Esther, we appreciate you guys tuning
Absolutely.
in. But the Rogers and Buzz 24 ain't no doubt. I like it. I'm thinking that we can all endorse that and we'll all run ahead with it. So as far as football is concerned, though, and last week it was a huge football game. Coffee County came into our place. The first time that we've ever had two defending state champions meet up in the Jackets Nest, which if you think about all of the history through the years. Oh, by the way, we need to thank Dairy Queen. Yeah, you guys hold them things up.
I want to thank Dairy Queen and the bunch, the Curl crew over there, to tonight's blizzard.
That cup sounds empty, Jamie.
It's got a little in it.
Okay.
This one's empty.
Not really.
That one sounds empty.
But I'm gonna
Casey,
tell you,
Not yet.
We got the turtle blizzard tonight. Phenomenal. In fact, I can't lie, it is empty. But they have done a great job up there all year. I'm so proud for Dairy Queen to sponsor us.
Oh, man, absolutely.
On the live stream and Swarmcast. And my buddy Greg had a big day yesterday. He hit the old 5-3.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Greg. And, man, Neil done you right on the Facebook pictures, man. He done you right, man. So, but like me and Greg was talking today, like I said, Greg, I told you happy birthday on Facebook, but if you like me, I just dig in there for a second because I'll get in trouble.
Yeah.
And he says, that's me too. Yep. But anyway, happy birthday to Greg, and thank you so much for all that you do.
Absolutely.
For us and the Yellow Jacket Sports.
Yep, big time, big time. And let me say this too, and I'm glad that you said something about the live stream. I had a text message today asking about the playoffs with the live stream. Right now, we don't know.
Yeah, we have put in the petition for. We have to do it week by week.
Mm-hmm.
We have to petition GHSA to let us. We know we have put it in for the first round. We're just waiting to hear back.
Right.
We won't know anything until next Tuesday at the earliest.
Yep. So as
stay
soon
tuned.
as
We'll let
we
you
know something, we'll put it all over social media and
We'll
let you guys know.
We should let you. We should be able to let you know on Thursday. We should know by then.
So the live stream is kind of going to be like about how much you give the score out on Friday night.
Apparently,
I don't know how.
Well, I
works.
get in trouble about that, Randy. You do it, man.
Okay, let me explain something.
But Randy's got a great way he does it.
I didn't realize this until the Lee County game. That's why. But
have you ever been asked when you're out there?
Oh,
when you're walking around?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can y'all just please tell him to give us a score?
No.
And this makes sense what he's about to say.
Absolutely. But I want everybody to know this.
Yeah, because I get that all the time. The worst person in the county is Coach Charlie Ward Sr. He said, now, Randy, you just got to give the scoreboard. And I said, Coach, tell me this. When you hear the score and you're at home, what do? Do you sit there and listen or do you go do something else? And he went, well, I said, exactly. Beginning of the quarter, anytime there's a score, and at the end of the quarter are the guaranteed times that you're going to get the score.
So you've been giving it a bunch this year.
A bunch. But the reason is because you've got people that have paid very good money
Absolutely.
to be sponsors of these games, and so that you can sit at home and listen to the games. If we give you the score every 2 minutes, most people turn the radio off, go do something else, and then come check it again about 30 minutes later.
Yep.
We want you to sit there and listen.
That's right.
And if it means you having to sit there to wait to get the score, guess what? Those sponsors that have spent all that money, they are getting something for their investment, and that's what it's about. I mean,
we need those.
The commercials aren't there just to be there. They're there, hopefully, so that you'll help their business out. So if you're just a score checker, you're not going to like our games.
Hey, if they want to see the score more often, they just need to go to the live stream. It's up all the time.
Or the
That's it.
game.
That's
Right.
it.
Yeah. We'd rather them listen to us.
They do listen to y'all.
Yeah.
It's convenient.
Lakeisha Esser says that she expected more from Coffee County. And let me say this. I think what you had there, and we talked about this last week, we were all kind of curious to see how we were going to attack that defense. They came in very, very strong defensively. 10 of 11 starters back from that state championship team last year, which was a historically good defense. 10 seniors on that defense. So you're talking experience, you're talking talent. I mean, they've been there, done that.
A lot of games played.
Got the rings to show for it.
That's right.
Once we got a lead, they were done.
Yeah, and I think they knew that going in. I felt like from when they got the ball for first possession, you could kind of feel the I'm gonna say like the energy in the air. They knew that they had to keep the ball moving and get 3-4 yards of carry and slowly get first downs.
Yep.
And if they didn't score, they were going to be in trouble, and that's what happened.
Yep.
Well, I kept feeling it real early on those first couple drives that we had.
And I can't remember.
We came out and we had some loud strikes.
Yeah.
Maybe Jalen was just a little off, but I kept thinking if we ever get a couple, if he ever makes a throw or two, it'll have to loosen up because now they can't go one-on-one all night. They're going to figure out that I don't think that they can cover us one-on-one for one.
Yeah.
So, but
And I say that too because early on, I can't remember if it was the opening kickoff or the second one after we scored the first time. They done like a reverse deal with the kickoff. You remember
That was the opening kickoff.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
to open the game.
From experience, when a team does that stuff, they know that they're in trouble and they're just trying to,
well, they're just trying to get a cheap one quick.
yeah, exactly, trying to get back in it.
Well,
That's what I'm gonna say.
and in the first quarter, they tried a fake punt.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
That's
that,
right.
That
Called
didn't
it.
work.
Yeah,
That didn't work.
I didn't
I
see
couldn't
that
believe
one
that.
coming, to be honest with
Oh,
you.
I know, yeah.
There was something weird, though, about that whole play. That they were hawing
They
around,
took too long.
and they were trying to get that snap to where it would snap about the time that thing clicked to zero.
But the thing, the clock ran out. The play clock ran out, and we sat there for 4 or 5 seconds before the ball was snapped. And I think, as you said, that kind of gave our defense a chance to adjust.
They were relaxed, though.
Yep.
But still, we were ready for it.
Yep, sure were. But all the talk, I mean, and Obadiah Farley's making the comment that they were playing for the number 3 seed anyway. I don't want to hear that mess. They're not going to run a reverse on the opening kickoff. They're not going to run a fake punt in the first quarter if they're trying to purposefully dive and lose that game. That's not going to happen. So, bottom line is Thomas County Central takes care of their business. 24-0 at the half.
Yep.
Yellow Jackets in complete control of it. Now, I will say this. When they got the ball to start that drive of their opening drive of the third quarter, and they go 60 yards, took them about 4 minutes because they're still running the ball.
Again, they wasn't trying to score.
But it was a powerful drive now.
No, it was impressive. They did what they needed to do, no question.
Absolutely.
In the back of my mind, though, I thought, okay, we're about to see them really open it up.
Yeah, the real Coffee County here.
But because they only had like 600 yards total passing coming into the game, Coffee County is what they are. They is. They are a defensive football team that hangs their hat on being able to line up and mash
And
it.
they can do it now.
And they can do it. They want to control the clock, control the tempo, and play from ahead, not from behind. And once we got the 2-score lead, I felt like it was in our hip pocket.
That's what worried me early. Is I knew in the back of my head I wasn't sure how many times we were going to get to touch it, because that first drive when they got it, man, they were clicking us 3 yards, 4 yards, and got a first down. And I'm thinking,
Yeah, by the time we scored, the quarter was over.
Yep.
and they had that penalty. And I knew if we could get them to have a penalty or something, they was going to have to throw the ball to make that yardage up, because we've done that we've done that for 20-something years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know that the only way to stop a good team, a running football team, is to get a penalty. You jump off sides and now it's 1st and 15.
Right.
It's different.
Yep, and the crowd had an impact on
Absolutely.
that. And the atmosphere, I think the pressure of the game had an impact on it. But Coach Rogers made the comment, when you're playing a really good defensive team, sometimes you have to get creative to get points.
That's right.
We used a flanker pass. We used a halfback pass.
Yeah, did not have those on the bingo
Yep.
card.
And usually defenses like that are so aggressive because they're so well. They've got a lot of plays.
Is that Justin Rogers?
That is.
They've played a lot of plays, so you're going to catch them when they're being real aggressive, and
Yeah, we did.
that's what happens.
Coach Rogers.
I don't know who we talking about got all these plays.
I said, that's Jamie Majors, man. He's talking.
Hey, man, we ready. I was drawing up some this week.
Who we talking about?
No, we was talking about sometimes when you got 10 of 11 coming back on defense and they're all seniors
Talking about
with
coffee.
coffee.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to get a little creative to get a score because they're so dang aggressive. Heck, you can get them.
And experience.
No, and that's it. You always want to use people's strengths against them. And
Yep.
so, they're over aggressive and they're going to pursue to the ball really, really good. Well, how can we use that to our advantage?
Yep, no question. Well, Coach, again, first off, thanks for calling in.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Big win. Again, the Clash of the Champions there. We came out, got a lead, and defense played solid through the whole night. They ended up with less than 180 total yards. Offense moved the ball. I thought that the offensive line really established themselves as the night went along.
Yeah, once you kind of soften them up, hitting some passes and things like that, then we were able to really do a really good job on just a simple zone kick scheme and just kind of wash it all down and kick wrap on the other side. And we popped some real long runs there in the third quarter with it. That I thought that was really, really good. And I thought it was just a good game against a really good team. And early on, you saw both teams really jockeying each other out. We had a couple 3-and-outs. They had a couple 3-and-outs back and forth. Kind of that. It's kind of like a boxing match at feeling out each other the first couple of rounds, and then you start throwing haymakers.
Yep. And, of course, we used an onside kick, which we turned right around and handed the ball back to them, but that worked. You had the flanker pass. You had the halfback pass. It looked like you said, okay, let's go to the back of the playbook here and see what we can pull out, and it worked.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like what we opened up the conversation with. I mean, Jamie's 100% correct. You get a team that they load the box up first off. They put a lot of hats in the box, but then they're really aggressive, and you saw us year one, kind of use some of that stuff against Lee County year one because of how aggressive they were. And so we kind of felt like with those 10 seniors they had, and they were always geared up to fly to the ball, let's try to use that to our advantage and give them some things to chase that ain't real. And so, like you said, we was able to hit the double pass and get that off, which y'all have seen that play every year. We've hit it against somebody.
Yep.
And then we came back with the toss pass, which is kind of new because Deuce is actually a really good baseball player, and so he throws a good ball.
Oh, he threw
And
a
so
pretty pass.
He did, and so we've been repping that for a couple of weeks, and again knew the pursuit there would be good. And got a pass interference out of it, but unfortunately we made a holding call too, so offset. And then, we run a lot of bootlegs, and so we ran a little boot throwback to the running back because we felt like they would over pursue the boot, and boy, Deuce was just wide open, walking in on that one. So definitely have some gimmicks to try to get out in front early, and then you can kind of settle down and play football after that.
Right. And that's really what happened. And also, too, Coach, I want to get you to comment specifically. Somebody we have not talked enough about is Jaden Rubo.
Hey, ain't no doubt. He's an unbelievable Mike linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because not only is he a tackling machine, and he just has a knack for getting off blocks, like the way he manipulates his body and dips his shoulder to get off guards and tackles that come at him is just impressive as all get out. But then also he's the quarterback on the team.
Right.
He is making all our formation checks, all our tendency checks. I mean, so he's getting us in we ain't sending the defense in and just calling it.
Yep.
And so we're sending things in, and we have formation and tendency checks based off alignment, and he's recognizing and seeing those things. Jaden Rubo is going to be one that's going to be very, very hard to replace.
Yeah, and I've always said to these guys, if you want to know where the ball is whenever we're on defense, just follow number one.
Yep.
No doubt. He has a nose for it. He had a nose for it back when he played scout team.
Yeah.
When 3 years ago, my first year here, and him being over on that side of the ball, just kind of helping us prepare the offense to get ready before he started. Some people have a knack for it.
Somebody that is getting better and better every week, Coach, is A.J. Clark.
Yeah. He's, knock on wood, he's been able to go through a full season, and not be banged up and not be hurt. And so he's a big back. He's so different than Deuce. They're both so different. But yeah, now he's running with that authority and running with that low pad, that pad level falling forward. And so he's a load to bring down.
Yep. Yeah, Coach, I've seen him. Seems like where he gets you is he finishes runs. He's a great finisher. Once he starts pounding
forward.
God,
yeah. He's that guy that, you say it. You gotta get your mind. It's a business decision to tackle him because he's a big youngin.
Yep. So, Coach, now you get this week off, which you didn't know you were going to have. How are you going to spend Friday night?
At home.
There you go. That's a smart man right there.
I can promise you that now. And then, and I'll watch. There's a couple of games on. One thing is Alabama playoffs, so I'll probably tune in to a couple of the Alabama games. And watch some of the playoff games over there because they start their playoffs. And probably look at that and look at some of the Georgia. I always enjoy the open weeks, getting on the NFHS and flipping around different games.
Yeah. Now, have you had a chance to even look at Winder Barrow yet?
Come on, man. What you think?
I'm just asking.
Yeah, heck yeah, man.
I'm setting you up to say what you've seen.
Yeah, so we've looked at them. Yeah, we've looked at them. They're a spread team that want to run a lot of gap schemes and try to establish a run. But we'll throw it. Defensively, they're an old school 8-man front. It's going to be a 4-4. One high safety structure. Maurice Freeman would be proud, and so that's what they'll be there. And so it's a program that this coach has done a really good job there. It's a program that hadn't had a lot of success. And so he's done a really good job to have some success. He got him a little bit better last year, and then this year made a big jump and winning record and in the playoffs. And so they're a program that's excited. They're on the rise. They're excited, and so they're going to come out and they'll play us hard because of that excitement. They're just there now. They're probably apprehension. They're probably a little nervous. Can they play with us? So it's one of those games where if we can come out and have a really good first quarter, that could really springboard to the rest of the game.
Go ahead, Jamie.
And I don't think they're ready for the horns either. So
Nobody is until they show up. Coffee thought they were, and then they showed up. All the false starts and procedure penalties they had.
Yep.
And Winder Barrow sounds like a team coach that hangs their hat on their offense, which is the exact opposite of what we just saw. But they've got a good quarterback, good running back, but they've been giving up a lot of points.
Yeah, they have. They're having to outscore people. They are balanced on offense where Coffee was not balanced, and so you'll defend the entire field with them. But I still just the teams in our league are very well prepared.
Yeah.
The 4 teams, and we talked about it all year. Whatever 4 make, we kind of felt like we knew the 4, whatever order the 4 made it. Whatever order they went into it. They would be a force to be reckoned with. Bless Clark Central's heart. They're the 1 seed over there, and I promise you they ain't excited about the draw they got.
Yep.
I guarantee you they ain't.
You are correct. Well, Coach, listen, appreciate you calling as always. Have yourself a good week, man. Enjoy the night at home Friday, and we'll get with you next week and do a little more in-depth talk about Winder Barrow and the opening round of the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank y'all so much.
Yes, sir, man. We'll talk to you. Go Jackets, right?
Yo, always go Jackets, baby. Always.
Thank you, man. Talk to you, Coach.
Bye.
Yeah, and what you're watching here is some video from East Forsyth and Winder Barrow. They have a big line of scrimmage, but they have got some really good-looking skill people. And
I looked today. Winder Barrow has not beaten a team that's over 500 this year.
Okay. Yeah. Now, what's interesting about Winder Barrow, they are the Bulldogs.
Okay.
But the Bulldogs are spelled Bulldogs. And that's the official
Bulldog Gugus.
I guess it's like Snoop Dogg Gugus or something. But they are the Bulldogs with 2 G's.
Okay.
So if you're going to refer to them, you need to refer to them as the Bulldogs with 2 G's.
Okay.
I can't explain that.
That's good.
How about we thank Dairy Queen again?
That was the Double Dogs.
Because Greg Davis said that he was very, very happy to sponsor us and help all of us out.
Man, I'm gonna tell you,
one
the
night was
curl
good.
crew is good now. Gracie keeps them rolling up there,
It's good stuff.
and cool eats,
It's like a pecan pie tonight.
hot treats, hot eats, cool treats.
There you go. It's easy for you
Good
to say.
gracious, say that 47 times.
So tell you what, let's do. How about we pull the bracket up there, Casey, and let's talk about now.
Gosh, here we go.
This is not finalized because there are still a couple of slots, especially up in the top left corner. You've got Coffee County up there at the top left. They are the number 3 team out of our region. They'll be playing Jackson County to open with. You've got Brunswick, the number 1 team out of Region 1, which is still weird for me to say. They'll be hosting Villarica. Gainesville will go to Sequoia because Sequoia is the number 2 team out of Region 6. Gainesville, the number 3 team out of Region 7, which is Milton and Roswell.
That's a good 3 seed right there too.
You ain't kidding.
Milton and Roswell,
No, it's Gainesville.
Gainesville, and ooh, yeah.
They're as a 3 seed,
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
and then Lovejoy.
That region up there is tough too now.
Oh no, yeah, no doubt. Lovejoy it looks like they or Morrow. I'm not sure how
They play this week. The winner of that game will play
Woodward
in the playoffs. Yeah.
So those two play each other, Lovejoy and Morrow,
Lovejoy and Morrow play this week.
and they get the honor of going to Woodward, who's been playing really, really good of late. Yep. Now down to the bottom left-hand corner, Thomas County Central and Winder Barrow at the very, very top. Glen Academy goes to Rome.
I've got something on that one too. Glen Academy, they play this week. They have to play, I believe it's Evans. Anyway,
Evans is at Glen Academy.
yes. So Glen Academy has to win this week. They win, they're in. If they lose and Statesboro wins, it'll be a three-way tie for last. It'll go to a tiebreaker, and that'll be decided when everything is released, 8 p.m. I think Saturdays when they said they're going to have everything out.
Now, I wonder how they're going to settle everything Saturday at 8 when there's games being played Saturday. I guess maybe they don't have any impact on the playoffs. Maybe
That's what they said. They're releasing all the power rankings and stuff at 8.
Yeah, I read that too.
So
Saturday night.
yeah.
And then you've got Roswell, or actually River Ridge going to Roswell. Roswell, a solid number 2 team out of Region 7, and they get that number 2 slot as a result of the defeat of Gainesville last week or 2 weeks ago. And then Langston Hughes, which is the number 1 team out of Region 3, they will host Dunwoody. Top right corner, Tri-Cities goes to Noonan. Noonan, the number 3 team or number 2 team out of Region 3. Lanier goes to Sprayberry. Sprayberry, a team that's scoring a lot of points. Effingham will go to East Paulding, and then Habersham Central travels to Lee County.
You know, I could be wrong, but up there, I just don't see anybody that can contend.
That
My opinion.
That top right corner, I mean, the draw for Lee County is very favorable, no question. But I will say though, well, and let me finish talking about the matchups here. Then in the lower right hand corner, Dutchtown will go to Decatur. Woodstock travels to Milton, who's the number 1 team out of Region 7, the number 1 team in the state. New Manchester will go to Lakeside, and then Hoco, as Coach Rogers mentioned, will go to Clark Central, who's the Region 8 champion, and they're up there in Athens.
So Region 7,
Milton,
there.
Gainesville, and Roswell.
And who else? Who's there for?
That should be over here on this side.
Lanier.
Yeah, Lanier.
yeah. Hey, and you talking about another 4 team that gives somebody trouble too. Lanier could very well give Sprayberry a little bit of fit.
Well, what I was going to say, they were talking a little bit this week on one of those sports talk shows that I dialed into about how Region 2 and Region 7 has a real opportunity to field most of the teams in the 8.
Oh,
yeah. I think
That's 2 really good regions.
Yep. And I will say this too: for all of the talk about Coffee playing for the number 3 seed, which is silly, the number 2 seed, I think when you look at it now, the draw isn't quite as murderous as it looked a couple of weeks ago. Now, that's not to say that there's not a bunch of good teams down there, because you got Thomas County Central, Rome, Roswell, and Hughes. But some of those teams will be playing each other, and they'll be eliminating each other as it goes along. There are good teams in every one of the quadrants. And I do think, though, the left side, though, is the more competitive side if you're going to start talking about strength of teams.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so too.
But-
Good one to watch is going to be to see if Roswell and Hughes play each other.
Yep.
Which most likely will happen, but you never know.
Yep.
The fact you
Um,
could
that's
have
gonna
a
be a good
Thomas
game.
County Central Rome and Roswell Hughes second round all in one bracket says a lot. Just it's the strength of 5A collectively.
Yep.
Yeah.
This year, when you added all those teams together and you took essentially the best of 6A, the best of 7A, the best of 5A, you kept them down. It's going to happen. That's why you see what you're seeing in
That's
this.
right.
And
Yeah, you took the state champion from 3 different classes.
Put
and
'em in one.
Piled them in
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, Augustus Green is asking about the Class AA bracket. We're not going to get into all that.
I
I'm
can't
sorry.
understand that one.
Yeah, I have absolutely no clue, and I've still had people explaining to me they have right now the AA folks, single A folks, AAA folks. They don't have any idea who they're going to be playing, not a clue, because if you move one slot, that totally changes everything.
Yeah, how those points fall out,
Yep.
and they've got games to play, and it's
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to mess with all that junk. You win your region, you in. That's just,
Yep.
But anyway,
We'll hold our breath. We don't have to.
well, I wanted to mention that last week I was able to meet Obadiah Farley.
yeah. We talked to him.
He was
on the
on
field.
he was on the field, and it was great to see him.
Yeah.
and meet him. And he is a huge Yellow Jacket fan.
Yes,
and
sir.
I just wanted to holler at him.
Tunes
Just
in every
send him a
week.
shout out.
Yeah, he's there every single week for sure.
And had a Brandy Kerwin up in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
She watches our show every Thursday night.
Okay.
So, Brandy, hang
Howdy.
in there. How you doing?
And I want to say hello to Coach Richard Potter. Coach Potter had some surgery this past week. He is still recuperating, but he's watching tonight as well. So get yourself well, Coach Potter. As far as our region is concerned, last week, the results of the games, a couple of them very interesting to me. Of course, Thomas County Central takes care of Coffee 38-7. Lee County and Houston County, 63-48.
And it kind of got close there for just a little bit.
It did.
But then
Yeah.
Lee scored some points late.
But you're talking 111 points between the two schools, which
That's
is
an explosion.
that's a lot of points between two schools. I don't care who it is playing. But then Veterans
Yep.
takes out Northside 17-0,
And
Northside's coaches resign.
yeah, and that caused the coach to resign.
Yep.
So that got that done.
Well-
And that was Veterans' only win of the year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It does not surprise me that Northside would be looking to make a change because you're talking, again, one of the traditional powers in the state.
Yeah,
Yep.
they don't lose.
No, not like well. And when they start losing to, and I'm not saying this as a negative, but to a team like Veterans that had not won a game in a rivalry type of game, that's just not going to work. And I think again, Northside, they'll find somebody that'll be able to turn that program around. The problem you run into there in that Houston County area is it seems like, at least as far as I can remember, whoever has like a top tier somebody, it's like a magnet for everybody else.
Yeah.
And you see people gravitating. I mean, Houston County has kind of been that. Warner Robins has been that. And then, I mean, a few years ago, it was Northside Warner Robins. I mean, just depending on the flavor of the month, kind of, sort of.
Won a state title in 2012.
Yep. And again, traditionally one of the best teams in the state. But that Lee County, Houston County game, of course, it didn't really mean anything because Lee County had already secured the region championship, but Houston County wanted to, I guess, make a statement and play for the pride. And if they had a chance to put a blemish on Lee County's record. But,
Well, think about Houston
a
County's
good
last
game.
3 weeks.
oh, my gosh.
14-0.
Yep.
Our game,
31-21.
and then this game.
Yep.
It's three totally different games, all entirely what you would expect. But at that same time, too, it's like Houston's pretty much just doing whatever necessary, you know.
Yep. Yep. Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk about here tonight, and I think this is absolutely worth talking about, is the region statistics and how the season played out. Deuce Lawrence finishes the year as the top rusher in Region 2-6A with 1,075 yards. Tyrese Woodgett, who started last week as the leading runner in the region, he finishes second. We held him to about 82 yards last week. Deuce ended up with 129, and that was the difference between the two of them. Usmane Chroma finishes third with 126 carries for the year with 1,003 yards. Weston Bryan, though, to me, the quarterback at Lee County, that may be the story of the year to me. He ended up with 947 rushing yards. So basically knocking on the door of 1,000 yards as a quarterback.
Wow.
Yep.
So A.J. Clark ended up with 575 yards for the season. Kobe Carnage, about 200 yards or so. Jalen with right at 200 yards. Ahmad Ponder still down there with 123 yards. He's still in the top 20. But congratulations to Deuce. The fact that he comes in here in his first year and is the leading rusher in the region, that's quite a statement. And what's even more impressive, he has, along with Kobe Carnage, the highest yards per run average, 9.4 yards per carry. So congratulations, Deuce.
Absolutely.
Fantastic job.
And ranked a 3-star this week.
Yeah, I heard that's pretty cool. I think that ranking will go up.
Well, I mean, you got to think too. Junior sets himself up for a very, very good senior season for next year.
Yep.
I fully and I think over this course you'll see more 7-on-7s and things of that nature. His stats will and his rankings will just go higher and
Yeah,
higher.
with 2 SEC offers already.
Right.
Yeah.
And more coming.
He's the real deal.
Yep. Passing wise, A.J. Hill from Houston County ends up with 2875. So, yeah, by far. But again, 323 pass attempts for him. Jalen Johnson finishes number 2 in the region with 2134, 2,134 passing yards on 152 less or 142 less attempts than A.J. Hill. Weston Bryan, though, again, here we go. Quarterback from Lee County, 1,756 passing yards. So, again, Weston Bryan, if you're going to talk about a most improved player in this region, I don't think there's any question in my mind.
Absolutely.
I want to congratulate him too.
Absolutely.
He got a offer from Mississippi State this week.
Yep.
So that's big time right
As a
there.
quarterback,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah. Well, I think so. They didn't specify,
Yeah.
but
Hey, he's the real deal too.
He has turned the corner this year. There's absolutely no doubt. And
Not that he was bad last year.
No. But he has become a legitimate top tier type of guy.
he just
Way
wasn't-
more timid last year.
Yeah, he's just not the level last year he is this year.
Confidence.
He's running with way more authority this year.
Oh,
for
absolutely. But I expect to see somebody like Mississippi State playing him at quarterback.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, he fits the bill for that
Big time.
over there.
Sure. And he's a Dan Mullen type of quarterback. You know.
Yeah.
Yep. And then receiving wise, Isaiah Mitchell and MJ Mathis from Houston County. With all those passes, they both lead the region. 1,212 yards for Isaiah Mitchell, 825 for MJ Mathis. Jaden Upshaw from Lee County with 691, and then J.B. Watkins for us at 573. What's interesting is you go down to the 6, 7, and 8 spots. Dunbar, Pringle, and Ethan Rayberg are all right there neck and neck and neck. And that's pretty impressive. So that means that Thomas County Central has 4 of the top 10 receivers in the entire region.
And Gary Pringle has the highest average per catch.
Yep, at 25.9 yards
I
per catch.
think only one of those is senior.
That's exactly right. Yeah,
Rayberg.
that's Rayberg.
Yeah.
Our top receiver is just a sophomore.
Yep. So congratulations to all those players. Just a fantastic season.
Absolutely.
Scoring wise, Weston Bryan finishes top in the region. Again, the quarterback from Lee County, 150 total points, 24 touchdowns. Usmane Chroma finishes second, 18 touchdowns. Christian Lawrence, Deuce is at number 3. Drew Renault at number 6.
Yep.
Now, team wise, this is fairly interesting. When you look at the team statistics, Lee County finishes the season number 1 in rushing with 2,742 total yards. Thomas County Central, 2,287 at number 2. Lee County averaged 7.3 yards a carry. Thomas County Central, 7.5. Coffee County 3rd, Houston 4th, and Veterans 5th. I assume that the Northside folks did not report their statistics to Chris Beckham, who was the official statistician for the region. I don't know because they're not on here.
Yeah, when we went up there, they were talking about that. They didn't report this year.
Interesting. Houston County finishes first in passing, 3,039 yards. Thomas County Central, number 2, with 2,212. Lee County, number 3, 1,837. Veterans at 4. Coffee with 856 total passing yards down at the bottom of the region. So total offense, this is interesting. Listen to these numbers. Lee County finishes number 1, 4,579. Houston County number 2, 4,516. Thomas County Central, 4,499. So basically 4,500 yards. There is 80 yards total offense separating number 1 Lee County and number 3 Thomas County Central as far as your total yardage is concerned. But what kind of stands out to me is the average yards per play. This is really impressive for Thomas County Central. Lee County averages 7.9, Houston County 7.5. Thomas County Central is averaging 9 yards a play on offense.
Wow.
That's scary.
Yeah. It doesn't shock me, though, because I think we've seen this year time to time, at points in the game, we've struggled to drive the ball. But with that being said, too, we still make big plays pretty quick. And I think that's why you see the, low plays and then average up.
And with Lee with 70 touchdowns,
Yeah, that's
he
impressive.
set the record for points scored in a season.
Yep.
In a regular season.
Yep. And again, they've just been racking it up.
Yep.
Very, very impressive, though. And congratulations again to all of our what you going to add?
Well, what's more impressive is the fact that we're 79 less plays than Lee County is, but yet we're that close in yardage.
Mm-hmm.
Ran 79 less plays throughout the whole season. And that's also coming off of that game they just had with Houston when they scored 63 points.
Yep.
So you factor all that in, and you can't be happier the way you are.
I would be anxious to see if there's 3 teams in another region with over 4,000 yards of offense.
That's a really good, and I mean solid, really, 4,500. I mean, we're 1 yard away from 4,500 yards.
You show me 3 in a region that's got 4,500 yards of offense.
If there's any, it's probably that Region 7 out there, though.
Yep.
Yeah, they're probably pretty stout, too.
Yeah.
Yep. But congratulations to our offensive coaches, defensive coaches. Again, just a fantastic season. And hopefully, again, we'll continue pretty deep. I think one of the best things as far as a Central fan is concerned to think about right now, about 3 weeks ago, Coach Rogers made the comment that he was challenging this team to turn the corner from being a good team to an elite team. And based on what we've seen the last 3 weeks, I think they've responded.
I think so, too.
We've increasingly gotten better, and our discipline with Coffee was really good, I thought. I thought that we played really good football, but I thought the thing that set that game apart was the fact that our defense was so on top of things to force Coffee to play behind the sticks before they could ever get started. Coffee was uncomfortable the whole game, never could get comfortable. We never allowed them to get in a place where they wanted to do what they did. And the defense really, in Houston County, we get down. The defense is out there dancing on the field.
Mm-hmm.
The morale of this team has finally started to pick up what we saw the morale of the team was last year, and that's trending in the right direction for this time of year.
Yeah, the whole nervousness and the heck,
Playing
here
up
we
tight.
go.
Yeah. Playing up tight.
And that's the thing is, I've heard it a lot in the locker room about playing just loose.
Right.
Play loose. Sometimes that makes you look cocky.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But you got to play loose and you got to have fun. I don't think we're having that much fun because I think our defense, even though we've got good people returning at the right positions to lead the team, I still think that we were so young that we just didn't have that confidence yet. And I think that we were thinking instead of playing.
Right.
And there's a difference.
Yep.
And it affects how fast you're able to play.
No question.
So after the Lee County game, I think everybody said, you know what? Okay, that 25 game thing is done.
Right.
Let's just freaking play. Yeah. Let's just go play.
And have fun.
And that's been a big point that the Coach Rogers been trying to make. Hey, let's go have fun. Let's go have fun.
When you look at the state in Class 5A, scoring-wise,
yep.
Some notable teams, at least as far as you look at the brackets and potentially what you might see down the road. Gainesville's averaging 39.2 points a game, Roswell 39.9, Milton 40.9, Houston County 41.6, Rome 42.6, Brunswick, which is at the top left of the bracket, they're averaging 46.3, Langston Hughes 47.9, Thomas County Central number 2 in the state in scoring.
That's right.
49.7 points per game. And Lee County, of course, leading the pack, understandably so. I mean, heck, 54.7 points per game. And that's pretty sporty. Now, what's interesting, though, when you look at the defensive side of things, Coffee County is in the top 10, 14.9 points per game. Excuse me. Thomas County Central giving up the exact same amount of points, 14.9 per game. Woodward giving up 13.4, Rome 13.2, 11 points for Milton, and 9.1 for Hughes. But I would garner saying those teams haven't played the schedule that we've played.
I
So,
don't think so.
Yeah.
anyway,
The only region up there that's had to whack on each other, would be that Milton region
Yep.
where they've had to play each other. And,
yep.
and I don't think Milton beat them up too bad. I know they
No.
didn't beat the top,
talking about
the
Roswell?
2 and the 3 team up
one
too
you talking
bad.
Roswell and Gainesville.
Yeah.
And Roswell come close. They kept it a game with Milton all night to
I
the
think
very end.
what was a 10-point game?
Yeah,
The
it
final?
was.
Yeah.
When I watched the Gainesville and Milton game, we had an off week, and Gainesville was in that football game. In fact, they had scored a touchdown. I think it was 21-17. They get Milton 3 and out, and end up having a personal foul that gives the ball back to Milton, and then they get the ball back and drop down and score.
Yeah, because they got a quarterback and that's a man now.
Talking about
Milton.
They got a lot of people.
He's
there
the
that
real
are-
deal.
they've got like 10 or 11 D1 guys. I mean, they had both of their receivers are committed to Georgia.
Yeah, the weirdest
Both of
thing. The weirdest thing is all anybody could talk about in the state of Georgia the last 3 years is Juju up there.
Yeah,
At Carrollton.
Yeah,
And all of a sudden this year,
Yeah.
lo and behold, Milton wins the state championship.
Yeah.
Obviously, they didn't see that coming.
yeah,
Now the quarterback for Milton is the number 1 quarterback in the state of
yep,
Georgia.
yep. And I can't remember his name right off the top of my head.
Me either.
Anyway,
But
he's
he-
a good one.
He's
though.
good now.
Very good, no doubt. Thanks to Dairy Queen one more time, sponsors
Absolutely.
of the Swarmcast.
The turtle blizzard didn't have a chance.
Turtle.
It went fast. The turtle blizzard went fast. All right.
What's your review over there, Casey?
Casey Toss.
It's pretty good.
He looks content. Casey was about to take a nap over there with the full belly.
He's having a sugar high.
Luke Fickle. Luke Fickle. Yeah, Pastor James Mirable sharing the name. Luke Fickle is the quarterback at Milton.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Luke Fickle.
It is.
I thought he was the guy that missed the field goal at Miami. On the laces was out. Luke Fickle.
What?
The pet detective movie. Luke Fickle. Remember? Wasn't it Luke Fickle?
Heck if I know.
Are we
You
sure it's
talking
Luke
about
Fickle?
Ace Ventura?
Yeah. Laces
When
out.
they stole the dolphin?
Yeah.
Pastor Mirable, forgive Jamie.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to have some fun, Pastor.
We do not have defensive stats. Pastor Mirable's asking about it. Dante Lee is asking about. Now Dante says it's Ray Finkel.
Ray Finkel.
was
That's
it.
it.
That
Ray
was
Finkel.
it.
My bad, Pastor. I'm off tonight. I'm a little off.
But Lakeisha Esther says that we need to say hello to Auntie Jackie. She is a big Yellow Jacket fan, and she's in Texas and appreciates the guys on the Swarmcast. We appreciate that. Luke
Roman
Nickel.
I've got Luke Nickel.
Luke Nickel. Okay.
Nickel. Okay.
Anyway,
We'll
we
get it
appreciate
eventually.
that because that sent us down a long path there for a
Wow.
second.
I had some deer in headlights for a sec there. I didn't know what to do.
We didn't either.
Dude, I didn't know where I was fitting to go. I was fitting to get on
Luke,
something.
Luke Fickle used to be the head coach of the Cincinnati Bearcats.
I thought that
Yeah,
sounded
Luke
right.
is now at Wisconsin, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Luke.
Yeah. Well, whenever he said the Miami Dolphins and the Laces were out, I was lost. I was done.
Come on, it was
He said
Ray
miss
Finkel.
kick, and I was like, "What are we talking about?"
Dang.
That's okay. But
I knew immediately what you were talking about. I mean, immediately, yeah.
But I got the deer in head. I was like, oh, Lord, where am I going here?
yeah, and Josie Walden, who of course is the czarina of the tailgate show.
Bless her heart.
Josie she is connected to Josie High School, which we always talk about when Jaden. No, well, she's not really.
Oh,
we always just say that's her team
Yeah, it's
since
her
it's
high school.
Josie.
Suffering a loss from.
They-
I've heard gunshots at Josie House.
Well, yeah, we have
Wow.
too, but they did not
Nice.
win a game this year. So Josie, I'm sorry.
0-10 again.
Greg Clark, that's a good name right there. Greg, appreciate you being
Greg,
here as always.
what?
Yeah, 96 and 97
That's
right
going
there.
back right there, Greg. Thank you for tuning in, man.
Intercepted the pass against Marist to end the ball game.
Absolutely.
I remember it. I remember it. Your name will live forever right there, Greg.
You're an
Clark.
infamy.
Well, not in infamy, but
Or,
well,
you know.
yeah. Makes him sound like Pearl Harbor. You don't want that. That's it. Greg Pearl Harbor Clark,
Whoa.
but made a heck of a play against Marist.
Absolutely, man. Greg knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. Although we don't, the lace is out and he missed the kick for the Miami Dolphins. Who was that?
Ray Finkel.
In infamy.
Oh my gosh. Okay, flag
bad.
football. Let's get into talking about what the girls have been doing. And I want to thank Ashley Wilkes for sending the update here. This past week, they lost two hard-fought games. Game one against Lowndes County, they lost 14-13.
Hey, that's close.
They really, really close. They got scores from Delisha Spencer and Celeste Owens. They did not go easy on Lowndes' quarterback, picked off two passes before the game was over with. One of those from Mackenzie Smith.
Oh, that was in overtime.
Yep, an OT game.
Okay.
Sure was. And but our girls are more than competitive now. I mean, they're playing. Then they play Valdosta. Lost 19-12. Score was 13-12. Yep, very good game. 13-12 late in the fourth quarter. Central was driving and then had an interception. And that pretty well snuffed it. But it was returned, and that was when time expired basically for a touchdown, and that was the difference in the game. It was basically 13-12. Scores from Kennedy Warren, Delisha Spencer. Both games gave the girls valuable experience that will help them grow and improve. So junior quarterback Jada Pinkins completed 12 of 24 pass attempts, 138 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Wow.
Senior quarterback Sage Butler, 4 of 8, total 26 yards with a touchdown. Freshman quarterback Kate Thedford, 5 of 12, 38 yards. She also caught an interception in the game against Valdosta. Zakaria Hightower, Chester's daughter. There's a name from the past right there.
That's good stuff there. Good lineage.
Sir. Ran alongside DeBrell Smiley.
Yep.
Ended the day with 8 tackles, 5 of which were quarterback sacks. Cam Brooks would be proud of that.
Absolutely.
10 quarterback hurries. Kwamea Yearby ended the day with 16 tackles, 2 passes defended. And Mackenzie Smith and junior Celeste Owens each had an interception in game 1 against Lowndes. And I think I heard today that their game against that was supposed to be played like today or tomorrow was canceled because of wet field conditions.
Okay.
Valdosta got a lot of rain yesterday. For those who didn't hear,
They didn't even go to school today, Valdosta.
they had
12 inches of rain.
a foot of rain yesterday. And of all the communities that didn't need that, Valdosta would be it.
That's right.
Anyway, so that is a look at what is going on with the girls. And congratulations to Coach Chad Parkerson and to Coach Wilkes and everybody that's been helping with that. The thing that impresses me the most about those girls, you're talking about girls that have never played this sport until this year. And I think it speaks volumes to the athleticism of these girls that they have been playing teams that are established and have been doing this for years. And they're not just competing. I mean, they're almost winning these games, or they are winning these games.
Yeah, they are.
And that's impressive.
Yeah, that'll be it'll be big time upstart next year. They'll kind of know how the game's played.
Well, I'm telling you, Kate Thedford, she is the real deal. Watched her play when we played here at home. Last week?
Yep.
She is good. She's really good, which all them girls are. And we play really on point. We're not lost out there at all. And that's it. One thing in your first year, you think, okay, they're going out there and understanding their assignments.
The fundamental stuff.
It is like we have played for the last 2 years. I mean, they know where they're supposed to be. They're making plays. Yep. Nobody is really out scheming us by no means. By the time we hit the 3 to 4 year mark into this program, we'll be right where we
start
need to
paying
be.
dividends.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can tell Chad Parkerson, first off, he's a girl dad. He's got a bunch of girls at home with him, so he knows how to talk to them and relate to them.
Well, I had never known Coach Parkerson to be shabby at anything.
No,
everything he has a part in, he
does it right.
Well, let's not forget, like early 2010s, he was the middle school football coach that led us all those undefeated seasons.
That's right.
Yep,
That's right. So
he knows his way.
he knows what to do.
Well, where I was headed with that, though, you think about a typical football coach, them trying to work with a bunch of girls, that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
But Coach Parkerson knows how to relate to them.
That's right.
I think he's been able to take his football knowledge and break it down to a level in a way and present it that these girls get it.
Yep.
Because usually your first year in anything, you don't really win or
Compete
really. Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I mentioned earlier about thinking and playing fast. I mean, you can't think and play fast.
Yeah.
Yep.
Next year, they won't be thinking.
And that's the thing with this
They'll be
game.
playing.
There's so many intricacies that go on with this game.
Yep. Little subtle
with
things.
your reverses, with your scheme, with your pickup, with your I'm gonna run this far, but I'm actually gonna have, it is so complex compared to just because you have less people on the field and you're pulling flags and not making tackles. It is so intricate to watch, and the play calling. Defense is the same way. You've got to be able to pick stuff up.
Well, the
And
last
your
2
eye
years,
discipline's got to be super good.
Now, the last 2 years, I've been able to go up there and watch the flag football championships, and I can't believe it.
Oh, man.
I can't believe how far it's came with these girls and all. I mean, they
We
get
got
it
a
done.
newfound
They're playing.
respect.
Y'all big time. Big
We
time.
got a newfound respect last year. We went up there and watched that 4-hour game. It was
pretty awesome.
We were like, okay, yeah, this
is legit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, and speed. My God, Zakiria Hightower, she could outrun her daddy.
Yeah.
Now, and Chester didn't want to hear that.
I was getting it.
Just saying, because Chester's about as fast as anything we've ever had on a football
Chester,
field.
you need to come on back with something, huh?
He's got, that was going to say. But anyway, his daughter can flat out fly.
That's
And
awesome.
Anyway, just very impressive. Congratulations to Coach Parkerson, Coach Wilkes, and everybody that's had a hand in that. That has been a lot of fun watching to develop here.
That's right.
Let's see here. The question was asked, who do you see or what do you think the Milton strength is if they meet Lee County? Well, all right. Well, let me say this. Milton is kind of a freakish situation. And I'm not going to try to explain it because I don't really know. But when you've got a team that's got 10 or so D1 prospects on it,
And they're not on one side of the ball. They're
everywhere.
spread even.
They're everywhere.
And
You just don't see that at a public high school. I mean, at an IMG or some place like that, okay, hand-picked folks. And I don't know the circumstances behind this, but I just know this. Everything they had on their state championship team last year, they brought back.
yeah, they got 21 of 22 players back.
and that was 7A.
And they
7A,
won it in
that's right.
7A.
That's right.
And somehow got moved down to 5A.
Yeah.
They skipped the 6A somehow. I don't know.
Kevin Ponder, who says he's at a flag game now in Woodstock, and Pope is one of the best teams I've ever seen. And Kevin's he's an official and a central guy who I saw up at the Hall of Fame
And
induction thing for
I
Joe
want to
Burns.
tell Kevin how much we appreciate all the officials.
Oh, man, big time.
We've been running a shortage of officials throughout the state of Georgia. Kevin, I appreciate you doing that. And every time that I've ever seen you doing it, it looks like you're having a great time. And thank you, sir, for doing that. That's an old classmate there. He's way back there. But here's the deal. You think, and Pope's good, but the one on the East Coast over there in Savannah that's won it
Over and over.
4 or 5 times in a row.
Is it Tatnall?
Is it
No, it's where
Bullock
Bullock
Academy?
Bullock
That's
Academy.
it.
Them girls can flat play
yeah.
now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. And the thing about it is, don't they group the girls up and it's like 1A through 3A,
like 3A and then 4A.
They group all of
them.
them up to have enough teams.
Yeah, it's an area more so than it is a true
Right. So it's not
classification
a
type thing.
big classification.
Right.
I just noticed that Tristan Flanoy is watching Little Hawk, and I want to say this.
Little Hawk.
That is somebody we haven't talked enough about.
Nope, you're right.
You want to talk about improvement this year, night and day. Now, we've talked about
time.
the Andrews twins, and I think rightfully so.
Absolutely.
But Little Hawk, you're doing great, buddy. You just keep doing what you're doing.
I love it. And we talk every Friday night before the game when I see him.
Yep.
I talk to him. And he's become an incredibly good player.
Yeah.
And he's talking about somebody developing where we needed it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We had to have that spot, He's done a great job.
Off the ball, he's got increasingly better too. Coming off the ball and finding he's able to get to the backfield and not just controlling the line of scrimmage, but actually pushing back. And that's just been increasingly better and better as the season goes on. That makes a huge difference.
Eli plays scout team O, and Eli said by far the strongest person on that defensive base. Eli said, man, he is incredible.
Yeah.
As far as his get off,
Yep.
Eli said he is very powerful.
Yep. And he, I guarantee you, AJ Hill didn't want to see number 16 again because he chased him all.
tell you.
That was crazy.
I'm gonna tell
Couldn't
you,
quite get his hands on it,
I
but
felt
he
bad
chased
for
him
you that
all
night,
night.
Hawk, little Hawk. I felt bad but if you could have got to him, he knew exactly when to throw the ball away, and kudos to him.
Yep.
He threw the ball away probably 12 times
That's a senior
where he could have
quarterback.
got a sack.
Yep.
And Hawk was chasing him about every time. I
Every
felt bad. I
time.
just wanted him to just get him one time for
get
a
one.
penalty or something.
Right.
You know, just say, hey, I'm here. You know, but Hawk, you played very good this year.
And Josie Walden says we need to give a shout out to all the camera folks and all the broadcasting kids. We have talked about those kids. More proud of them than I can say. Nobody else does it any better, and that's the bottom line.
Absolutely.
Also,
I said that last week.
Tez Costin, Lakeisha says that she's very, very proud of him. I want to take a second here as we're getting close to the top of the hour. There is somebody who is a part of the success of Thomas County Central High School's program in the last couple of years who has not gotten a fraction of the credit that she deserves. Linda Pearson, my classmate who used to be Linda Deacle, who makes the cookies every Friday night. That's me eating one after the state championship game last year.
And they are so good.
Let me tell you something. You're talking about, and there's the broadcasting kids. Yeah, they don't care a thing about anything in that picture except for that bag of cookies. I can promise you. And that's some
When
cookies.
you showed them to me, that's all I cared about.
It is hilarious to me though when I walk into those bags. The broadcasting kids are looking for them, and Brian and Bryce are looking for them because we got our own. We take one bag and we put it in our room, so we kind of got our own.
Allegedly.
stash.
If we don't,
Allegedly.
we
They're
would
gone.
never see any.
Well, I didn't see any until we started going on the road game.
But what folks don't know is that Linda, of course, now her daughter Lauren was a place kicker here. She was. I mean, back. I can't remember the years, 2016 or something.
2016, 2017.
That's right.
Yeah, she was the place kicker for our team.
And a good kicker.
Yeah.
And last year, she made the mistake of making some cookies for us, and that started it. And now all of a sudden, every week, it is a thing. Snickerdoodle, eggnog snickerdoodles.
Man, let me tell you.
That strawberry one I ate one night. I don't know what it was.
It was strawberry Pop-Tarts.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, these are cookies. I've never even heard of these things. But Brian, I thought they were just going to lay down on the floor and get a nap last week when they got a hold of the eggnog snickerdoodles. Brian held one up and he said, if we could send one of these to the Middle East, it would bring peace.
When did this happen?
Last week. You were on the field.
No, now last week we did not go into that bag until after the game. It was after the game.
Well, I was there.
I was
after
the first
game
one
too.
to get one.
I'm saving you some next time. I'm saving, and I
Well,
apologize.
and you
for
did
that.
come eat with us, so you didn't get to see them.
Hey, we need to give a shout out.
I did
to
come
Coach
eat with
Rogers.
y'all.
This
I
is
ate
his
at
birthday.
Freddy's with y'all.
It's whose birthday?
I about got
Rogers.
choked on a French fry.
It's
That
just,
was 2 weeks
It's
ago.
Justin
Talking about
Rogers'
last-
birthday.
it's Justin
Oh,
Rogers'
that's
birthday
right.
today.
Oh, man.
Randy, you didn't wish him a happy birthday?
I didn't know it was his
Dadgum,
birthday.
Coach.
I told you it was his birthday.
I don't
No,
remember.
I'm
You're
totally
going to be
joking.
rolling down the field, man.
I didn't know.
Like Jamie when he was saying we should go get a measurement.
Yeah. no. Coach Rogers' fan will come to you and say, we need to measure up.
That's what Bryce was whispering to me
All
about.
right, wait a minute.
No.
I want
No.
Jamie Majors. I want Jamie
Jeez.
Majors to share.
I'm sorry.
Okay, let me set it up. We're at Houston County, or was it Northside?
It was house.
It was
It was
Houston.
house.
It was funny because it didn't happen.
And it was
but-
tight, man. It was right at the tight part of the game.
They run a play down around the 11 or 12 yard line, and when they initially spotted the ball, and I will admit this, I said, Jamie, they need to measure because when they had
It
spotted
was
initially,
on top of
Yeah.
it was right
It
there.
was on it, and I
go
was
ahead.
looking at it. I looked at it, and I said, And Randy, about the time it came to my mind, Randy said, man, we should get a measurement on that. And buddy, I struck out.
He ran to Coach Rogers.
And I come down there and I said, Coach, I said, we need to get a measurement. And he looks at me and he says, do you think if it's close that they're gonna give that to us? And thank the Lord, Coach, you said that. because I said, yeah, you're probably right. So I start moseying back down there.
Then there's a timeout.
And I look, and it's a foot away, Coach. And I was like,
More than a
God,
foot.
If he would have called a timeout to get a measurement, but you would have put me in the stand.
And then they called a timeout, and Jamie said,
for the quarter.
He thought that they had called a timeout for the measurement. He
And
said he was about to just slink under the
I
bench.
said, Randy, I'm coming up there with y'all because he done called timeout. I done said it was close. That done moved it 2 foot back. He was probably fitting to say, "What did you see, man?"
But I want to thank Linda Pearson. She has been such a angel with these cookies, and she's doing this of her own accord. I was telling Casey, I don't want to know how much money she spent on flour.
There's no telling.
In the last couple of years. But the fact that she comes up, she's had Rice Krispie stuffed
Now that one
sugar
was off the chain there.
churro. Brian's got his eyes closed. He's imagining this.
Oh, no, she had the caramel filled churro.
Yes, yes.
That's the thing. These cookies,
It's not the
they're
same
not
flavor.
they're not
Just
ordinary
cookies.
cookies. We're not talking
No.
the Santa Claus sugar cookies you get. No,
No.
we are talking unique every week. And I'm telling you, it could bring peace to the Middle East. We can send them over there to Western Europe, and it would solve the problems.
Get you some of that.
I'm telling you
Stand
what.
up, stand up.
Get you some of that.
Stand
right
up.
here. Right here.
Look at the shirt. There you go. Get you some of that.
If you're
Hey.
interested, Stephanie
Hey,
Dennis
we
is my
didn't
NL
leave for the
coordinator.
championship game until we got them.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
waited.
We did not leave to go to
Hey.
Atlanta until those cookies arrived.
Well, let me
Flat
tell
out.
y'all, I ate a sugar cookie one night she made, and it might have been a snickerdoodle sugar cookie.
You good?
And Randy said, "Now you can't have all of them." And I was like, "Man, why are you saying that?" You know,
Because
I
I
was
know
trying to
him.
find a milk.
Because I know him.
Yeah,
That
You want me to
eggnog
find you
last
some
week,
Crystal Burgers?
yeah.
with that?
I need to try one of them eggnog. I'm a big fan of
Hey,
eggnog.
hey, that eggnog.
That's what it tastes like.
Well,
Man.
I'm gonna text her and tell her the eggnog. And she made this past week. There was red velvet.
Oh,
Yeah, those were delicious.
Mint.
She does like the Andes mint,
Andy's chocolate
and then
mint,
the Biscoff.
Andre,
cookies.
Andre's
Yeah.
mint.
So-
Andre mint.
Andre, I thought it was Andre.
is that the ones you get at
Olive Garden.
Olive Garden?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the best
So,
candy.
so she messaged me at the beginning of the year asking what cookies we liked and didn't like.
Oh,
And I was
I ain't
like,
met one
we
yet.
haven't met one yet.
I'm about to say, there's not
We
one on
haven't
the
found
do
one we
not
haven't
like
liked.
list.
But you never have the same flavor twice as what's great.
No,
No.
we're going to this time.
There's
Not,
not-
not to put any
yeah.
pressure. Not to put any pressure.
Those things were
because what you
on
got is
point
perfect.
last week.
there is not a do not.
Yeah,
List.
there's none of them that's on the do not make list. But Linda, from this crew and from the
Absolutely.
broadcasting crew and a grateful Jacket Nation, thank you, because you have been a part of the story of the success that we've had the last couple of years. There's no
Absolutely.
question.
And when we hit the playoffs and we get the cookies and we make those road trips,
Oh,
it
man.
just, it's just it's just icing on the cake. I mean, it just
Oh,
really
man.
just
It's icing on the cookie.
well,
No pun intended.
eggnog in a cookie.
Hey, look, she
man.
made us a cake when Dad passed. So
Yeah, you told me about
Oh,
that.
yeah.
it was delicious,
And
too.
I'm sure it was.
There wasn't any cake left.
It wouldn't make it cross the county line if it put no rain.
I'm gonna tell you, there ain't even crumbs left.
Well, no, listen.
Silverware or no silverware?
Oh.
It was just like Casey said,
Beware.
this bunch was not going to the state championship game until those cookies got there, and we sat right there. And the moment she delivered them, we're going.
We're gone.
Yep. But thank you, Linda Pearson. Just again, another part of the story here. Now, the question was asked online about how many playoff games could we hypothetically get at home. Brian, you want to talk about that?
Yeah. All right. So the way the playoff bracket worked out this year, you are the number 2 seed. Of course, you will host the first round. Chances are likely you will see a number 1 seed in the second round if you do progress. That would be Rome. In the third round, the quarterfinals is when it gets a little more interesting. Because you see down below you have a very good
put
number
that bracket
2
up.
seed.
Roswell.
And Roswell. They played Langston Hughes, most likely that would be in the second round. If you meet a like-seeded team, it goes to a coin toss. So, at what I was saying before we, beat Coffee County, if we get the 2 seed, we do have a chance of hosting. I do always like that. If you look to the bracket above us, you see 2 really good 3-seeded
here,
teams. You've got Coffee County and you've got Gainesville.
Yep.
That's that number 3 team from that Region 7 we were talking about. All of the projections right now showing both Coffee and Gainesville possibly playing there in the quarterfinals, to where if you happen to make it to the semifinals, you could have a chance to encounter a number 3 seed and wind up hosting. So you really do have a chance to host one guaranteed, possibly 2 more down the road, depending on how far you make it and who plays.
So possibly 3 of the 4 games leading to the state championship.
That
game.
would be best case.
Yeah.
If you make it that far,
And if you were a 3 seed, you would only have one possible choice with one possible outcome.
Now, if to Brian's point, now he was talking about the bracket above us. Now Woodward is on that side, and they're
number 1 team.
number 1 seed, and they could easily win it.
Yep.
And if they win that, you only have 1 home game if you meet Roswell. That
Okay.
would be your
Yeah,
only-
yeah.
If that happens.
But the fact that you got a Coffee County, a Gainesville,
Right, yes.
against a Woodward, I
Right.
like those chances because that means they got to beat 2 really good 3-seeded teams if that's
Sure.
the way it all plays
And
out.
Gainesville and Woodward would play in round 2.
Right.
right.
So,
And then that would probably mean that Woodward, if they did progress, would have to play Coffee
right, that's right.
out of that one.
Well, let me ask you this.
Sure.
There is a football game tomorrow night
Mm-hmm.
for Region, I guess Region 8 or whoever. we're
Region 8
playing.
is Rome, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
I'm sorry. Okay, where the Rome. I'm sorry. The team that would be playing Rome.
Yeah. Okay. Glen Academy.
Glen-
Okay, there's a football game tomorrow night.
Yep.
Against Evans.
Yep.
Both of them 5-4.
Right.
So if Evan wins,
If Evans wins, if Evans wins and Statesboro wins, it'll be a 3-way tie
Okay.
for last place. Glen Academy depends on. I don't know what the tiebreaker is. I don't. If Glen wins, they're in. That's all.
so do you feel like that maybe Rome could get a little kind of weird draw?
Glen. Here's the thing with Glen Academy. They're always due for one every year. Rocky Hidalgo always keeps something in his hip pocket. If you remember last year, we nearly played them on the upset game when we played Jonesboro.
Yeah, you're right.
And so they always have one in their hip pocket.
All right. So reason I'm saying
Sure.
that for Glen Academy
Yeah.
is they beat Wayne.
Uh-huh.
We know Richmond Hill was good.
Uh-huh.
They lost to them 31-12.
Yeah.
It wasn't a blowout by no means. I don't know who that is.
Statesboro?
Bionic Man or somebody they beat. I don't know. They beat Statesboro 21-20. BI is who it is.
That's Bradswell.
Bradwell
It's
Institute.
Statistically, the worst team in the whole state.
Is it really?
Yes. The Bionic Man.
I don't know.
Oh, that's
It's
what they need to
BI.
call.
All right. They lost
Better
to
than BO.
Brunswick. They lost to Brunswick, which is a higher
Yep,
class.
that's the
team.
number one seed. Number 1 seed from that region.
Okay, in that region. Now they got spanked pretty good by
Yep.
them.
The number 2 is Lakeside, out of that region.
Okay, and then beat Greenbrier.
Sure.
So I mean,
Bionic Man.
they beat the crap out of him.
Hey, do y'all want to do a recruiting update?
Yeah, but let me share this real
let's
quick. Obadiah Farley's got the best suggestion tonight that Linda Pearson needs to be selling those doggone cookies at the concession stand so all of our fans can get in some of them. I'm not disagreeing with you. She ain't going to
And
do
then
it.
they can get them some of that.
Hey, she would need the help of every lunch lady on our staff
Absolutely.
to produce all
And the
those
kitchen.
cookies, and they would still sell out. I'm telling you.
And the kitchen to do it.
All
Need all the
6
kitchen.
kitchens, all 6 of them, yeah.
Crumble Cookie ain't got nothing on Linda Pearson.
Because there ain't no crumbs left with Linda's.
That's the truth.
Yeah, I ain't
So
never seen a crumb.
Recruiting update.
All right, for the last 2 weeks, and I'll give a shout out to Earl Brooks too on the 229 Talk page. Go follow that. He does a good job of keeping up with this as
Absolutely.
well.
That's some funny
of-
stuff, man.
Yeah, some of it I've got from Twitter, and some I've got that he shared as well. Jaden Rubo today got us offer from Bethel University. Ethan Rayberg got an offer from Riverside Military Academy. Cam Brooks got an offer from Tulane. I believe that was last week.
Last week, yeah.
A wave right there, boy.
Yeah, Donnell Jester got an offer from Georgia State.
Good deal.
Amari Stevenson has got 3 offers between last week and this week: Georgia State, Liberty, and Central Michigan.
Okay.
Okay.
So
There'll be a lot more. Right there.
More coming there.
Yeah.
We've got several players that's and I feel like Jabari Watkins is probably
Yes, but he's just a sophomore.
I
and
know.
he's already got an offer from Kentucky.
Yep.
man. I'm gonna tell you the sky's the limit for a lot of our kids, but he is a
He's special.
specimen, man.
He's
Did you
special.
see that throw too?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
was
hey,
pretty
now
ball out
I
there.
watched him do that a bunch. Now he was a quarterback
Middle
when he was
school
in middle
quarterback,
school.
Yeah, that's what somebody told me. Man, I believe it. It was pretty.
He's
That's
good.
the kind of stuff too that your coaching staff takes into evaluation. While you may not be a quarterback on our, we're putting you in this specific spot because we know you have the history of being able to do stuff like this, and it works. It really does. Talking about Deuce, a huge point by Coach Rogers making the point about Deuce being a great baseball player. Put him in a position where he throws the ball. What did he do? He threw a dime.
Yeah, perfect pass.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just good evaluation on your coaching staff.
Lakeisha Esther, by the way, says she needs some peace in her life, so she needs a cookie.
Hey, I'm telling you. I'm
two.
telling you.
Yeah, it's good stuff. By the way, and for those who didn't see it at the beginning, I want to put our campaign slogan back up there. We are all on the same page politically here on the Swarmcast. Rogers and Buzz, 24, ain't no doubt. Just saying.
Rogers Buzz.
Somebody put that on a T-shirt
That is too
I need
good.
it in a hat.
That is too good right
or
there.
a hat. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take it in a hat.
Yeah, that
Somebody call Paul Prince.
we need to get like
I
yard
guarantee he'll do
signs
it.
and made
Oh, yeah.
and just saying that's our campaign slogan right there. Rogers and Buzz 24 ain't no doubt.
That slogan's awesome.
That is excellent.
Who?
That's CJ McKee.
CJ.
That's awesome.
Well, of
man.
course, Coach says that all the time, and CJ was like, "Well, this is easy. He just made it easy for me on a slogan. That didn't work
Exactly.
Oh, and yeah, I appreciate it. And a couple of folks have pointed this out. Malachi Thomas got his first touchdown.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now I'm gonna tell you, he's played a lot on special teams for Pitt.
Yep.
But last week they ran into SMU.
Yep. He
SMU
was
playing
playing
some
good.
football. So, but he had one catch going down the sideline. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was just him in a different uniform. You know,
Yeah.
It looked just like Thomas County. But then the touchdown, man, you talking about some strong hands.
Yep.
Hey, he's grown too now. He looks a lot bigger.
Yeah, he's eating good.
If you can believe that or not.
There is no telling what he will top out at. He may look like Eric Curry when he's
He's
because
still
I remember
rolling.
Eric Curry, and the reason I remember it so good is he jumped over me. I got to play one play, bless your heart, Charlie Ward. I'm glad you could run, but he jumped over me on the play I got in. Scott Cooley went down, but when I lined up, I was like, God, this guy's skinny.
Yeah.
Eric Curry, but he was like 6'6",
6'6".
and
Weighed about 200
man, he
pounds.
came home after like 2 years at Alabama.
Yep. He's
And
280.
he couldn't fit through that door.
Yeah.
And it wasn't no fat.
Yep.
He was a
just
beast.
a big guy. Yeah, we talked about Deuce getting that 3-star rating, and I'll say this: I think that's going to change before it's over with.
He is really good.
Yep, there's more of that coming up, guys. It's almost 8:15.
We just getting started.
Well, let's thank Dairy Queen one more time, guys. Hold them up.
My sugar highs almost wore off.
Tell them about the Jamie Majors Blizzard of the Week. Now,
Blizzard of the week. It's a turtle. It'll go to it's slow as a turtle, but goes down real fast. But it's really good. I mean,
there we go.
Are we turned
Hot
enough
eats,
for
cool
the Turtle
treats.
Club?
Turtle Club,
Turtle.
the
We need
jam
to
bone
make you a
turtle.
bracket of all the ones we've done.
Oh
And
man,
narrowed
You know
it
what?
down.
Somebody asked about that earlier. That we need the Blizzard bracket.
the Blizzard bracket. Man,
That's a thought. We
let's
might
do
could
it. Hey,
that.
put it together for me, Brian. Brian's a bracket man.
He's
I think we can work on that.
the professor of bracketology.
He is the bracketology man.
Hey, on the pick'ems.
Oh, I don't even want to know. Probably
Did you pick some? I thought you didn't have pick.
No, I'm talking about the results
from last week.
Oh, okay,
I'm
yeah,
in
yeah.
the cellar probably, but I'm trying
Well,
to
you
get,
roll
you know,
you rolled the dice on some of them.
Jamie was the lead man last week.
I ain't even check, man.
All right, so tell us what the results were.
All right, so
We're
let's
not
see.
picking any this week because there's only a handful of games.
Yeah, this is in the regular season.
Man, we should have just picked college in.
All right, so Jamie went 5-1 last week.
Wow.
Me and Randy went 3-3. Brian went 2-4. So overall, final regular standings: Randy first at 37-13.
Good.
Jamie second at 34-16. I'm third at 33-17, and Brian fourth at 31-19.
Get you some of that.
Yep, it tastes so good, Brian.
I know bracketology. I just don't know head to head. Hey, speaking of which, my pick for the best round one game across the whole state, the Warner Robins Demons at Marist next week. A 4 seed at a 1 seed.
Oh my!
If you want to see, do we got time to pull up Maris's schedule?
yeah, I can do that. Absolutely.
You look at what they've done this year.
Oh, I know.
It is
I know.
absolute.
Yeah.
They have
Warner
absolutely
Robins-
destroyed people.
Warner Robins beat Perry, and Perry, Perry won the region. Warner Robins beat Perry the last game of the season. I'm gonna tell you, that's about as good as a round one matchup you're ever going to see.
So is Warner Robins a 4.
Yes,
They're- yeah.
they're the 4 seed.
4 seed.
Yep.
That's a tough 4 draw.
So here you go.
But I'm telling y'all, Marist is off the chain this year.
So Marist started the season against Jefferson, 123-7. Then Woodward Academy shut them out 38-0.
They beat
Northview
Woodward.
38-0.
38-0.
Now that was in week 2. Northview 57-0. Druid Hills 57-7. SDKHS.
I'll make something up.
Is that Bionic Man?
That's the Bionic Woman. San Diego Kennesaw High School or something. It's SDKS.
Oh, the Utes.
What'd you call me?
We're 4 games in. They ain't give up but 14
points. Well, they beat SDKHS, whoever that is, 47-13.
Glad it was close.
North Springs 48-0. St. Pius 24-0. Clarkston 56-0. Lithonia 49-6, and they beat Tucker last week 60-22.
I'm gonna say this. I bet that St. Pius game. I bet that was like watching paint dry.
And it lasted about 45 minutes.
I can tell you.
Yeah.
Look at the shutouts on there. About 6 shutouts
1,
on there.
2, 3, 4, 5 shutouts.
Wow.
Yep. And then a 6-point game and 2 7-point games. So yeah, that's pretty sporty.
They are good.
But you know what?
They're always up.
Last year, St. Pius and them had a close game too. I want to say it was like 17-0. It was something odd.
That's right.
But it's almost because with them, it's like you're playing yourself. It's almost like you're playing your JV squad. Really, you know each other so well, and it's crazy how that always plays out. But I'm telling you, when I saw that matchup, I said, "Man, oh man, that's about as good as you can get."
Now, based on how that Warner Robins game goes, because Warner Robins gonna play now.
They're good.
They wear them out. The rest of the state better just watch out.
Right.
That's all I'm telling
Well,
you.
we've
I don't know who all's in that room.
Well, we've
class,
talked about it on the tailgate show. Josie Walden and Jaden Rubo and I, we go over the polls. For some reason, Marist was ranked number 1 through the whole season until 3 weeks ago. And Blessed Trinity, with a
Ooh,
loss,
I forgot.
is ranked number 1 in 4A.
But does Blessed Trinity, are they having to play with the
Now, I don't.
I don't think so because they're
They're
in
in
the
4A.
They're in the they would have to be in 3A. I think
3A
playing
and
this.
lower.
Yeah.
Okay, so they've got to play in that class.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, there's your that may be your championship
That'd be something to
if
watch.
they don't have to if they're not on the same side.
So, I saw that. I said, Ooh,
If
you
you're
don't get much better than that.
if both of them are on the same side of the bracket, the other half is saying, "Thank the Lord, one of them be gone."
Right.
Obadiah is asking before we get out of here, were there any notable upsets that we saw last week in our class? Anything that sticks out that you guys remember?
In our
Nah.
class,
Yeah.
Oh, and the whole class.
I don't remember anything that really jumped out at
I
me.
think so.
I will say this: I was a little surprised that Houston County scored 48 points on Lee County.
I was too.
Yeah, that
Well,
surprised me.
and it was-
Who did Hughes play?
They played.
That was Douglas.
No, that was Carrollton that played
Carrollton.
Douglas County.
I thought Hughes might have played Roswell.
No, Roswell played Milton,
Yeah.
and that was for the region that week. And they only beat
maybe
by
it-
10 points, but
one of those games was a game of the week up there.
I think that was that one. Yeah.
The Roswell.
Yeah, Roswell
But I
and
thought
Milton.
maybe Hughes didn't pull.
Hughes played Lovejoy and beat them
Okay.
42-6.
Yeah.
It was I guess the biggest thing how did the score end up with Milton and
It was a 10-point game.
It was
so
like
that was just a really good football.
31-21,
I think
something
something
like that.
yeah.
So that was a really good football game compared to what Milton has done to everybody else.
Yeah, and
Even on ESPN earlier in the year.
in fact, I'll run through that real
So-
quick. They defeated Roswell 35-20. It was
Okay,
a
excuse
15-point game.
Okay.
They beat Buford at the beginning of the year 13-10.
That's a
Notable
mouthful.
Yeah, notable games. They beat Gainesville 42-24 and Roswell 35-20. That's talking about Milton there. All right, guys, listen. It is 8:20.
I love it.
Casey Massey, the tech master back there.
Hey.
He's ready to take a nap after that blizzard. Appreciate it as always. All you folks watching online, Jamie, Brian, Bryce.
What's up?
We, of course, have tomorrow night off, but we will be back here next Thursday, and we will dive in head deep and try to give you a preview of Winder Barrow and then take a look at some of the other notable opening round playoff games around the state.
It'll be good because we've had 2 weeks to kind of break it down.
no doubt.
So Brian, man, he'll have us hooked up.
Yeah, I'll have some stuff for us.
Yeah, with the Blizzard bracketology as well.
Yeah, I'll work on that.
Ooh, that's gonna be tough, y'all.
Can you remember all the
I don't
flavors?
even know how we would score it.
I got to go. I'm gonna have to go back and watch every
Who's
episode.
gonna beat somebody?
Well, that's up to you, Jamie
Yeah.
Majors. I mean, it's the Jamie Majors Blizzard of the
The
Week.
one I ate tonight and the one we ate last time.
That French steel pie.
Boy,
It was
Smoothest.
My
Yacht
heart's
rock.
still with that pumpkin pie one.
Oh, pumpkin
Okay.
pie.
Pumpkin pie.
Well, if they come out with a dang pecan pie,
That's almost what that tastes like, really.
it's close. Greg, pecan pie. How about a candy corn? Ooh.
Listen, here we go.
Trick or treat.
Smell my feet. Let's Rogers and Buzz, ain't no doubt. Guys, y'all have yourself a great week, great weekend. We'll see you next Thursday night here on the Swarmcast. Until then, for the whole bunch,
Yep.
go Jackets.